The working mother, the plight of the working mother, you hear it all the time. It's something that is frequently discussed, and Leah Eichler, in a special to the Globe and Mail, brings up an excellent point. A lot of attention is paid to how women navigate the workforce as mothers, while parental leave for fathers in Canada now seems routine. The impact that child rearing takes on a man's career has yet to be explored to the same degree. Wonders if more fathers were to identify themselves as working dads, would add support maybe to the plight of the working mom. And going through this article, we see that one of the people profiled actually writes a blog, Fodder for the numeral 4, fathers, Fodder for fathers, where great dads go to get in the know. And then, hey, wait a minute, he's married to one of our people who happens to be, not coincidentally here, on maternity leave. Jessica Baker, Adam Dolgin, good morning.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
I'm doing well. So does Jessica have to get the housework done while you write this blog?
I don't know if you've ever seen my wife try to do housework. It's not really her forte.
I have not. So, okay, now that we have that on the record, I'll remember it for the future.
I'll get in trouble for that. Yeah, that's more my job.
All right. Well, this is an interesting perspective because I look at this article in the Globe and Mail, and I think, you know, the plight of the working dad is probably a headline. When people saw it in the Globe and Mail, they'd go, what plight?
Well,
don't you think? I mean, I think a lot of people think that that it's not the same thing at all. That women are always stepping up and doing everything at home and working at the same time, and it's not as hard for men.
Well, if you go online nowadays, if you see, like, men are actually a lot more stressed than women when it comes to this problem. Moms, it's always talked about that moms are taking on more of the brunt of the work, but slowly in the last couple of years, there's a lot of dads out there who are doing their equal share. And it's not talked about enough.
Yeah, well, there's. I had the situation for a while where I was a stay-at-home dad. I hated it.
See, I would actually love to be a stay-at-home dad if the opportunity was afforded to me. And I know there's a lot of guys who would, and more and more. I think, 3.9% of the population now in Canada is stay-at-home dads?
What's the percentage?
I believe 3.9%.
Okay, that's not very high, is it?
No, but if you look probably 10 years ago, it would have been 1%.
Yeah. Is it, I think, though, that that would be a hard thing for a lot of guys to do. I think a lot of guys do not want to be at, a dinner party, and so what do? I'm a stay-at-home dad.
I think you'd be shocked how many guys would be more than proud to tell everybody.
Well, apparently it's 3.9. It's 3.9%. I think, or maybe those are just the ones that are able to. Do you not think that there are still a lot of guys who don't want to say that?
Oh, there'd be a lot of guys who probably wouldn't want to say that they're an involved father.
No, I don't think so. I think that they think being an involved father is a different thing than staying at home.
Yes, I would agree to that. Being a stay-at-home dad is, let's call it, a different breed of father.
Uh-huh.
Being an involved dad in this day and age, this is where the article came out, is there are a lot of dads who are having a problem with the stigma of, let's say you want to take your child to a doctor's appointment. It's more of the mindset where that's a mom's job, not a dad's job.
Well, and that's one of the things that women have complained about as an impediment to getting to the top job at work. Because the guys stick around and are seen, and then some woman gets a call and says, "Oh my God, I got to go because I got to do this thing with the kid," and the dads never do that.
Yeah, but it's looked at. There's a stigma against dads in business. That's why that moms are having that problem. I think more moms should get behind this whole involved dads movement and maybe help them, and they won't have the same problem.
You're not a stay-at-home dad, are you?
I am not a stay-at-home dad. I actually work 2 jobs.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Does that include your blog?
No, the blog, that's a 3rd job with a website as well.
All right. Well, we've linked his blog at my page, NewsTalk1010.com. Fodder for Fathers. Welcome to Dad's Ultimate Resource. I think what Leah Eichler was trying to say in her article, and does say in the article in the Globe and Mail, and using you as just one of the examples, is that we are slowly moving toward a world where, there's a difference between a mother and a father, but there isn't a difference necessarily between parents.
No. The reality is, in this day and age, there doesn't need to be a difference between parents. Like, as I said in the article, there's something my wife can do that I can't do, and vice versa. She shovels snow. I know you've said even yourself that you prefer to shovel snow.
Mm-hmm. And thanks for listening, by the way.
I do every day. But there are things that she doesn't do. I cook. Mm-hmm. But we can both do it. I'm a better cook. I think she's a better shoveler.
You're talking snow here, right?
but when it comes to raising our kids, it's everything's equal down the middle, and I think more people should see it that way. I think less dad should look at it as it has been in the past, certain things are a mom's job and certain things are a dad's job, and I think big business should see it that way too.
Well, from that perspective, in terms of just having to get things done for your kids, I agree. When I say that both are important but both are different, I mean men and women are different. And part of your blog, you have a headline in there, Dads Matter. Moms matter, dads matter, because there actually is a difference in terms of just how we come at life to some degree, I think. I think a child needs both.
A child definitely needs both, and we are different, in different sexes. However, when it comes to most aspects of raising a child, men can be nurturing. Do you not agree?
Yes, but I don't think we're nurturing in the same way.
No, but that's a good thing.
Yeah. What kind of reaction have you gotten from people as a result of your being profiled in the Globe and Mail here as the world's most caring dad or whatever it is?
I've always had my detractors, but I have a lot of support. I have a Facebook page with about 12,000 moms and dads on it, and actually more moms who are supporting me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's in their best interest to support you because what you're talking about is a shared workload.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why they enjoy it. I will get a lot of women who will come on who totally disagree with me, but I usually point out, as you just said, it's in their best interest. Maybe to get behind the dads because, we can take a lot of the workload off of them if they'd only let us.
If they'd let us? What do you mean by that?
I've always had a theory that, you will see this online every day on certain, what I call mom pages, that dads are usually excluded from conversations. This is kind of why I started what I did. And, there's a certain mindset that, moms are the primary caregiver, even with the government. And that has to change. But, it's a mindset that moms are going to have to change as well to help speed up the process.
Are you saying that moms will very quickly complain about how I'm a working mom and I have to do this and I have to do that, and then I also have to do the stuff at home, but some of them sort of enjoy the martyrdom?
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
To put it more bluntly.
Yeah. You'll find online a lot of mothers will be making jokes at dads. You will not find that with fathers as much.
Fathers are smart enough to do that somewhere else, not online.
Yes.
Adam Dolgin is with me. Fodder for Fathers is his webpage. He's one of the people profiled in an article by Leah Eichler in the Globe and Mail, The Plight of the Working Dad, which is not the usual argument. In-depth radio, News Talk 1010. I'm Jerry Agar. Adam Dolgin is with me. He has a webpage, which we've linked on my page at newstalk1010.com, called Fodder for Fathers. It's the numeral 4, but as I said, you can find it through my page if you don't find it otherwise. And he's profiled in an article in the Globe and Mail, The Plight of the Working Dad. Here is Karen from Pickering. Hi, Karen.
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to weigh in to say, I agree that all the responsibilities should be shared, but for example, if you have somebody who's in either, a trade where they have to be gone 12 hours a day, and my husband is, then, when I come home from work, I still have to make sure that my kids are fed and figure out some laundry, that if someone's coming in the door at 8 o'clock at night from leaving the house at 7 in the morning, then, I can't expect if I'm working 8.5 hours and he's working 12 that I'm supposed to leave that stuff for him.
Adam?
Well, I can see that, and there's a couple of days during the week where I'm out for about 12 hours a day. But I also start off my day by getting my children ready to go to daycare, them off. My daughter, I have a new son as well, and on the weekends, it's a lot of it's me. If my wife is taking certain days where she's doing something, for most of the day, I will take the brunt of that then on the weekend with pleasure.
Yeah, it's we're in a position right now, and this has certainly not always been the case, but we're in a position right now where my wife is able to stay home with the kids. That's a wonderful situation if you can do it.
it's a wonderful situation if you can have a stay-at-home parent, but being a stay-at-home parent isn't for everybody.
No, it isn't. I told you it wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
I'm happy to be I'm sorry, Adam. I'm happy to be the working parent.
I understand that, Jay, but I also know that there are many couples out there who would both prefer to work but can work it perfectly. I know you really advocate for one parent to stay at home.
I do.
Okay.
But I have not said I'm not one of those guys who thinks it has to be the mom.
No, and it can be dads too, and there's a lot of great dads out there doing it. I have lots of friends that I've met online who do it and love doing it every day. And the truth is, it's a personality thing. It's not a sex thing.
I just got a text message here. This guy's crazy. Men don't want to help. We would love for them to help, but they won't. Now this male is saying we women are putting all the work in on ourselves. Oh, my God.
Well, tell her if she wants, she can come to my Facebook page. We can have a conversation about that at length, and I would like to just help her see it from a different perspective.
Here is Jim from Aurora on NewsTalk 1010.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, I've been a stay-at-home dad for 19 years.
Okay. Obviously, that's working out for you if you wouldn't have done it for that long. Have you ever sort of had guys look at you and say, you do what?
Guys, and also, believe it or not, it's not even accepting from the women as well, because I remember when I first started taking my daughters to drop-in centers, and you'd start talking to the women, you get looks like you're trying to hit on them or something, you know?
Well, there's nothing more attractive than a baby, so if you could take the...
But, yeah, this works out great for my wife. She's not a stay-at-home type. She's a very high-powered executive, and, like, right now she's down in Colombia on a business trip.
Well, and she makes a fair amount of money, it sounds like.
She does very well.
Yeah.
We don't want for anything. Our kids go to private school, et cetera, but, to me, it's, I often said, I don't know why they would give it up. I mean, I've been there for my kids' first steps. I've been there teaching them to read, swimming lessons, piano lessons, music, dance. You watch the growth of your own child, and you have direct input on how they develop. And it's just a life-fulfilling, wonderful experience. And we've been very fortunate that way.
All right. I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Yeah, one more. We have just a moment left here. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I was a stay-at-home father for quite a while, but then when I got a job at a dealership, I was a volunteer for a day trip for my son, and on my day off, and they called a last-minute meeting, and they said I had to go, and I said, I'm a volunteer, I can't. They said, well, get your wife, and I said, well, I can't. So anyway, I went on the trip, and I was fired the next day.
I wonder.
Going on a school trip.
Yeah. I wonder if women have suffered the same thing, or if the companies find it harder to fire a woman in that situation.
Well, I think women have more flexibility in the workplace. I think men, it's frowned upon in many cases. That's my experience anyway.
All right, Jim, I appreciate your call. And Adam, just as we wrap up here, I think that is one of the differences that we still have in society.
I think that's the point we were getting at. There's still a major stigma for dads when they want to take off and take care of their kids.
Yeah, so if you want to link to Adam's webpage, Fodder for Fathers, you can do it through my page at newstalk1010.com. Adam, in case you missed it, is also married to Jessica Baker, who's usually doing traffic on my show, but she's off on maternity leave.
She's back very soon.
As the family got bigger. She will be? When's she coming back, by the way?
A few weeks.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you very much, Sherry.